Good morning, Americans. This is James Fifelski with the Presumed Innocent Project. It is the end of January 2021, and I want to take some time to just think about, get you thinking about what kind of progress you've made, what kind of progress I've made this first month of 2021. So many of us struggled to get through 2020. It was probably the worst year for many of us. The first pandemic in 100 years. The only time most of us have ever had to walk around with face masks, social distance, quarantining, all these things brand new. March, April of 2020. Now we've come forward 9-10 months. And it's good to think about, what are we doing with our lives? So as individuals, as men, as women, as criminal defense attorneys, or other types of attorneys or business people, what have we accomplished up to this point in this new year? When we think about New Year's Eve, December 31st of 2020, I'm sure a lot of us were thinking, I just want to finish this terrible year of 2020, move on into 2021. It's got to be better than this. And maybe some of us thought about some New Year's resolutions, some ideas, and set some goals. Okay, that's great. It's always important to set goals. But I think as I've gotten older and as I have faced the challenges of growing my own law practice, the challenges of running my own business, the reality is that everything is shifting and moving, and you set a goal and you get hit with some other circumstance or some other challenge that you didn't expect. So you have to be able to deal with those things, and without letting go of that specific goal, maneuver around, through, over, under, to find ways to still achieve what you set out to achieve, even if it takes a little longer. But ultimately, what I've learned and what I've had to challenge myself on is two things. First of all, setting specific, concrete goals. Too often, I think, especially as attorneys, we have to deal with the legal system and the deadlines set for us by judges, the scheduling procedures that we deal with on a regular basis. Sometimes we can get our pre-trials or our trials adjourned. We can maneuver things. We have some semblance of control. Other times, we really leave it up to the judge to take the lead on setting deadlines. The problem that I have seen with too many attorneys is that we get so accustomed to allowing judges, sometimes as defense attorneys, we get too comfortable letting prosecutors set the goals for us in our cases. So instead of deciding from the beginning of a case, this is what I want to achieve for my client in this particular kind of case. Let's say it's a DUI. We often let the prosecutor's policies dictate what we want to achieve. For example, I've heard time and time again with prosecutors in the county where I practice the majority of my cases, we have policies against reductions in certain kinds of cases. If your blood alcohol level is over a 0.15, we're not going to do anything for you. Okay, as a defense attorney, I can either choose to accept that and be controlled and hemmed in, if you will, by another person's policy about this particular type of case. Or I can set a goal with my client and be definite, intentional, conscious, and work towards that, regardless of what the other policy of the prosecutor's office may be. And in that way, I assert much more control and leverage on behalf of my client. We're too easily swayed by other people's opinions or other people's policies, or as attorneys, even judges, general policies or the way that they handle certain cases. Isn't it us as professionals, though, as defense attorneys who represent those accused with crimes, often serious crimes, to take more control on behalf of our client, to take more control and set the goals that we want to achieve instead of just being guided or even controlled by goals of a prosecutor or judge in a particular case. So first of all, I want to just call on you. If you have set goals for 2021, take some time to remember those goals. If you wrote them down somewhere, go back to your journal, go back to your scratch paper, go back to your whiteboard and see what those goals were. Take stock of those goals. If you didn't set any goals for this year, take some time to think for yourself and lay out goals, at least 3 goals that would help you improve your life, that will help you improve your practice, that will help you enjoy life more and make it more fulfilling, because it's ultimately up to you and I to make our lives what we want it to be. So that's first and foremost. Take an opportunity to do a service for yourself and set goals, set meaningful goals, write them down somewhere so you can look at them later. And that leads to the second thing, which I think is really important as we round out this first month of a new year, as we want to make this year so much better than last year, is accountability. Take some time to review your goals. Take some time to think about how much you have accomplished, whether you have accomplished your goals, what the setbacks may have been if you didn't accomplish your goals, what you could do differently to accomplish those goals. Just because you don't accomplish a goal in a certain timeline does not mean you'll never be able to accomplish it. We do our best in life to decide what seems to be a reasonable goal so that we can accomplish it. Sometimes we have to get a little unreasonable if we want more in life. If we know there is more, we have to make a choice. Do we want to accept mediocrity? Do we want to accept what we've always done? Or do we believe deep in our soul that there could be more? And when we look around and we see other people experiencing more success, financial success, or what appears to be success in terms of happiness in life, or people who find beautiful relationships or build beautiful relationships, people who have children, they have a full, lively household, fulfilling relationships. It's up to us individually to decide, again, what our goals are, and then hold ourselves accountable to those goals. Otherwise, we just slide right back into reacting among external stimuli, reacting and responding to what other people's goals are or other people's policies. If you're a defense attorney, if we don't hold ourselves to a higher standard for success, for the practice of law, for the particular case goals that we set and try to achieve for our clients, then we'll just kind of go with the flow. What is everybody else doing in this kind of a case? What is everybody else getting in terms of some kind of plea reduction? What is everybody else getting from this judge? If you want to be a leader in the law, if you want to fight for true justice reform one day at a time with your clients, then do yourself this biggest favor, and it has helped me tremendously. Set goals and hold yourself accountable. And if it takes more time than you expected to achieve those goals, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Don't fall in a heap and feel terribly or feel guilt and shame and decide, well, I'll never accomplish that. I'm just going to give up. No. Get back up and keep working at it. Get back up and try again. Maybe it's just understanding the specific pathway more clearly as you try and fail, try and fail, try and fail. There really is no failure if you're getting back up and working again at achieving more, at achieving that goal, at fulfilling your personal goal, your work-related goals. Take, for example, professional athletes or Olympians, people like Michael Phelps, people like Michael Jordan, people like Kobe Bryant. They set very specific goals. They wanted to be the best, and they had to put in the work to be the best, to become the best. It didn't just happen overnight. It wasn't automatic. It was a process, and we don't see the process that happens behind the scenes. The hundreds and thousands of basketball shots Michael Jordan took on a regular basis at practice to refine his shot. The same is true for us attorneys. The blood, sweat, and tears that goes on behind the scenes that most of our clients don't even see, the world doesn't see, but refines us as defense attorneys to have more of an impact in the legal system, to be leaders who set goals and achieve them instead of just going with the flow of the rest of our legal community. If you want to be a leader in the law, if you want to achieve great things as a defense attorney or as any kind of an attorney, set goals and hold yourself accountable. Revisit those goals at least every month. If not every week, if not every couple of days, to ask yourself, what am I doing to accomplish that specific goal? And I have to say, one of the most powerful tools I picked up last year was a goal planner that Brendan Burchard, he's a business leader, entrepreneur, had put together. And it asks certain key questions every day. In the morning, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? What are the 3 most important things? And then at the end of the day, did you achieve what you set out to achieve? How did that feel? Did you miss something? What can you do better tomorrow? Just taking stock of what we are doing to be more conscious, to be more intentional, I think will do tremendous things for the future of your law practice, the future of your family life, your individual personal life, whether it's your health, you want to get fit and healthy, or it's your law firm, you want to make more money, you want to serve clients better, you want to achieve certain goals and get your name in the paper. Okay, those are all things that are very possible, and the difference between the people who are actually accomplishing the things that you want and the people who just think about it is the process of setting goals and holding yourself accountable. So set goals, hold yourself accountable, keep working at it. Don't get phased when things are difficult. It is difficult to achieve great things, but it is worth it. And that's my call, that's my challenge for all of you as I try to do the same thing day in and day out. There's so much to learn, but there is so much value when you set goals for yourself and hold yourself accountable, revisit those goals on a regular basis. You're going to do great things. You're going to make more of an impact. So I'm going to sign off for this final Friday of January 2021. I hope you will take this to heart so that you can do great things, so that you can then better serve your clients and better serve the criminal justice system.